Okay, good evening, good evening, fellow fellow people. Today marks a day within the orientation, within the orientation, and we are about to learn the basics of Photoshop and CorelDRAW, Photoshop and CorelDRAW. Tonight, I'll begin with Photoshop basics, which we must know before we begin with the whole show, which we must know before we begin with the whole show. Someone may ask, what is Photoshop actually? What do we use Photoshop for? Photoshop is a software which enables us in designing or communicating to the public through design. It is a software. Photoshop is a software which enables us in designing or communicating to the public through design. That's Photoshop. That's Photoshop. And we are about to get to know the basics before we start the lesson. Before we start the lesson. So let's move on straight to our Photoshop setup or our Photoshop software. Double click on the Photoshop for it to open. Then we begin with the whole show. So I've already opened my Photoshop. So I'm about to just click on it for it to open. And this Photoshop. Sometimes when you open it, you don't see the tools, you don't see the layers also. You move straight to window, just look for tools, options, then layers. Then you just click on it. It will all will appear on your screen for you to work on. And in Photoshop also, we normally base on all the foundation for Photoshop is layers. We always use layers. Photoshop concerns layers. So if you don't get to know how to use the layers, you can never work with Photoshop. That's step one. And also the tools is always located at the left side of your screen. Then the layers is also located at the right side of the screen. At the right side of the screen. That's Photoshop. That's Photoshop. Photoshop helps us in doing many things. Helps us in doing many things. Today we are about to know or get to know how to launch for Photoshop. How to launch for Photoshop. How to launch for Photoshop. So we then move to file. Always when you want to launch for a paper, which you work on it, we have to move straight to file. Then you move to new. Then you select for a paper over there. Select for a paper over there. Or you can also use a shortcut key. You all know that shortcut of new is Control N. You use the shortcut key, press on Control N to move you straight to that content also. So let's go to file, move to new. When you move to new, this dialog box open. In this dialog box, we then find name, preset, the width, the height, the resolution, the color mode, and the background content. That's the that's the commands you see over there. It's a command. That's the command you see over there. And at the name column, that's where you type in your the work's name, the work you're about to do's name. You type in there. So I'll type in silver. You can either give it a name over here, or you wait after you are done with your work and you're about to save it, then give it a name over there. To me, I will advise you for you to give it a name over here so that when you're saving, it will be so easier for you to save. And at the preset box also, when you click on this arrow, the pointed down arrow, pointed down arrow, when you click on it, you find many kinds of formats over there. You have the default Photoshop size. This size is always, how would I say, it is a size being made or being made in Photoshop. It's a size being made in Photoshop. So that one we just don't touch it. We normally go in for the international paper and the custom. International paper and the custom. These are the two types of presets we normally take under the preset column. These are the two kinds of commands we normally take at the preset column. International paper. In the international paper, someone may ask, in the international paper, what is over there? In the international paper, you then find the A4s, the B's, the C, and the D's. That's where you find this A4, the B's, and the C, and the D's. Then at the custom area, that's when the size is above an inch, or is a feet. It's a feet and above a feet. It's 1 feet and above that 1 feet. And in design aspect also, we normally go in for inches. We normally go in for inches. Always when your work is being or your work is done in centimeters, we convert it to inches. So I'll advise you to always go for inches when you are working. When you are working, and in measurement, 1 feet always is equal to 12 inches. So maybe if the person is in need of 6 feet, you just times the 6 by 12 to get a figure. That's the custom column. Maybe someone may need a size of 8 by 4. You can never go to international paper and go in for 8 by 4. You have to go to the custom, that's the customized area. Then you type or you set that 8 by 4, the width to be 8 and the height to be 4, or the width to be 4 and the height to be 8. That's where you set that. And at the international paper column, this area has its specific, it has its own size. That's the A4. A4 has its own size over there. The A3 has its own size over there. So with that area, we don't touch the measurement. It is already given to you over there. So maybe the person may ask you to open a paper of A4, move to international paper, click on it, then you move straight to the size, then you go for your A4 over there, click on it. Now the resolution is already at 300 because it's not above that. Let's convert this to inches and see it measurement actually. It's 8.2 by 11.6. It's not up to 1 feet, so you can use a resolution of 300. But if it is a feet and above a feet, you have to use a resolution of 72 so that you speed up your work. Speed up your work. No, you can use the 300 resolution or you can use it, but it will speed up your work. So I'll advise you to go in for 72 so that it speeds up your work. Now the resolution is at 300. The color mode is at RGB. That's red, the green, the blue. That's RGB command. RGB command. That's the red, the green, and the blue. That's primary colors, right? Okay. Then you move straight to the background content also. You then find white. You then find background color transparent, but it's always at white. It must always be at white. Always be at white. Then you click on OK. Now at this setup, we are done with it. So we wait for our paper size to open now. So now the paper size is being opened. The paper size is being opened now. So we are about to get to know the tools name, the names of the tools and some of its uses. We can't complete it today, but we get to know some of its uses. Some of its uses. At this column, let's move straight to this to the top. You see file, you see edit, you see image, you see layer, you see type, you see select, you see filter, you see 3D, you see view, you see window, you see oh, it all has commands. It all has commands and it also moved by work. You always go in there to help you speed up or beautify your work also. Beautify your work also. So let's go straight or let's focus on the tools for today. And as time goes on, you get to know what command is being in edit or in what commands are in image, what commands are in layers, type, select, filter, then 3D, then view, then the window, then the window. So this tool is a pick tool. It's a pick tool or a move tool. A pick tool or a move tool. It helps us in moving any image on the surface of the paper or any text on the surface of the paper. And with this pick tool, it is compulsory or it is a must. Always we use it. Always use it. Whenever you want to go off a text, go off a text, you have to go for the pick tool. Whenever you want to select off a text, you have to go for the pick tool. So this pick tool, this pick tool is very useful in Photoshop. It's very useful in Photoshop. And when we move straight to the second one is the Marquee. The second one is the Marquee tool. This Marquee tool helps us in cutting some parts of text, some parts of images, some parts of pictures, some parts of objects, some parts of anything on the surface of your paper. It helps us in cutting off some parts of it. And in that same Marquee tool, when you right click, you see different kinds of shapes, different kinds of Marquee tool shapes. We have the rectangular, we have the elliptical, we have the single row, we have the single color. This Marquee has its own, how I say, its own role to play. The rectangle has its role, the elliptical has its role, then the single has its role, then the single column has its role also. When we move straight to third one, the third one is the lasso. The lasso tool. The lasso tool also helps us cutting. Maybe a background is being located or a background is being found around an image and around an object. We use the lasso tool to remove from that background. We use the lasso tool to remove from that background. When right click, these two, when right click, you see different kinds of lassos. We have the pentagonal, we have the magnetic, we have the lasso. It plays the same role. It plays the same role of different ways. Then we move straight to this, which is the quick selection tool. Quick selection. This one also helps us in removing background. It helps us in removing background. Maybe the background is of uniform. When you use the magic wand tool, that uniform background will go off your image. As time goes on, you get to know how it is being used. Then you move to the crop. We all know that cropping tool is used in cropping images, cropping objects also. That's the cropping tool. That's the cropping tool. Then we move to this, which is the spot healing brush tool. The spot healing brush tool. With the spot healing brush tool, it helps us in removing pinpoint street marks, tribal marks, any mark on a picture. This tool helps us in removing that. It helps us in smoothing the surface of a picture. Smooth, maybe you see some marks, you see some crumple, you see, how will I say, dirt, On the surface of an image, these two horses moving that one. Right click. We then see different kinds of tools. We have the spot alien brush, we have the alien brush itself, we have the patch, we have the pointed away tool, we have the red eye tool. The red eye tool. The red eye tool goes with the eye. This with the eye. So with this also is the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool helps us in editing also. It helps us in editing also. Then we come to the eraser. The eraser is used in fading off some part of images. It helps us in fading off some part of images, and it helps us in cleaning images, some part of images totally. Cleaning some part of images totally. We have the thick one and we have the faded one. We have the thick one and we have the faded one. Right click, we then see different kinds of eraser over there. With the magic eraser tool, it helps us in removing uniform background as this compared to the magic one tool. With the magic one tool, it plays the same way as the magic eraser tool. Also removes uniform background. It removes uniform background. Then when it comes to this is the blur. When it comes to this tool is the blur tool. Maybe I want to darken the picture and makes the picture look like Akamotobi. That's when you go for the blur, then you use to blur the picture, then the smudge also is also the same role used in editing of the pictures also. With the pen tool, this tool is the pen tool. Pen tool is also used in removing background around images. Removing background around images with the pen tool. Then we move to this is the path to path selection to also say, place the rule the uh, the moving tool, and with the hand helps us in the moving uh, the paper on the surface of your screen, moving the paper on the surface of your screen. At this column, that's where you find the foreground and you find the background itself. Then we move to we've talked about this, so we move to this, which is the we talk about that one, so we move to the eyedropper. Eyedropper helps us in selecting perfect picture color to be applied onto a different surface. Maybe an image has a specific color. You want that specific color to be applied to a different object or a different image. That's when you go for the eyedropper. Click on the color you want to apply. Then you go for the paint bucket. Then you whenever you click on that with the eyedropper, the paint bucket is being filled with that color. So whenever you click with the paint bucket onto the surface which you want to apply the color, you then see the color which you picked being filled in that object or being applied to that object. Then you go for the brush. The brush tool also is using the same maybe as time goes on, I'll tell you how we use that brush. The brush maybe when you click on the surface, that surface turns to black. You can give it a color and use it as a design. That's the brush tool. That's the brush tool. And we come to the gradient content is used in giving two backgrounds or the three, two or more backgrounds to two or more backgrounds to your work. Maybe I want the background of my work to be of two colors. That's where you can go in for the gradient and you use it so that you obtain that two color different background, two color different background. And with this is the dodge, the pen, and the smudge. This dodge pen is used in maybe sometimes you normally watch movies, you see some part of the image darkened, but the person is also the person is not dark. Like fire has burnt the person. That's when you go for the pen to you make that place darken, looks like fire has burned person. That's when you apply this to also read the text. You normally know that you know that text is always helps us in typing any words which we want. With this is the shape column. This is the shape column. And right it is different kinds of shape. We have the rectangle tool, we have the rounded rectangle, we have the ellipse, we have the polygon, we have the line, and we have the custom shape. And this custom shape, we find different kinds of shapes, different kinds of shape. And with the zoom, it's used in zooming out and uh, zooming out and zooming in pictures. Zooming out and zooming in your work. Sorry, zooming out and zooming in your work. That's the use of these two also, and that comes to the end of the rule or the uses of the tool. That comes to the end of the uses of the tool and how to launch forth a paper and the resolution you must use, and also 1 feet is equals to 12 inches, and and it's a must to use inches also whenever maybe your work is in centimeters, you must convert to inches, and your work must be in RGB also, and you must give your work a name. I've given my work a name, so you can see from the top that the name is silver over the silver. I've given it a name. Then and we also learned how the uses are the tools, the names of the tools and its uses, the names of the tools and its uses. So that comes to the end of we getting to know the tools and how to launch for a paper size on which we work. Thank you very much.